What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the 4th episode of the Manchester City career mode. And in this episode we'll be taking on Manchester United, and obviously in the Manchester derby, to see if we can carry on our unbeaten run. That game's up next, and we're also going to be simming the Champions League game. We're basically going to sim the rest of the games in the month. We may play young boys in the Champions League, maybe just to get some more goals in the Champions League. But we'll definitely be playing the Man U, simming the other games, and maybe playing the young boys match in this episode. Right, so we're going to be playing the Manchester derby, as you can see on your screens right now. The team is the team we're going to start with for mainly the whole season. That is our strongest team on paper. Obviously, if you would have watched the last episode, you would have seen that we would swapped and put money forward for Alexis Sanchez. So we brought him and got rid of Raheem Sterling. So hopefully he can make a good impression in the Manchester derby and hopefully start getting some goals, etc. and playing well for Manchester City. And let's see if we can win the Manchester derby. Right, so it's the Manchester derby. Just the 4th game of the season. Very early time to have a derby, especially one of the biggest in the league. We're at Old Trafford. Let's see if we can get the job done just like Manchester City did in real life in this fixture. Well there, Carrick, tackled by De Bruyne and David Silva. Running forward here, slips through Kevin De Bruyne. He's in on his left foot. Goal! Manchester City lead 1-0 away at Old Trafford in the Manchester derby. And David Silva picked up the ball, ran forward. It was a 3-on-2 counter-attack. He played the ball through for Kevin De Bruyne. He was in at that point. He just had to get the finish right, and he did that and put it into the bottom corner. Manchester City lead 1-0 away at Old Trafford. Looked inside. Oh, Walker does well. Here's David Silva laying it back for De Bruyne, who's looking for his second of the game, but De Gea's equal to it. And now City can attack through Alexis Sanchez. Tricks Blind. Sanchez just running through here. Slotting. De Bruyne through again. De Bruyne. Great save from De Gea. And the Spaniard in goal. Denied De Bruyne to get his second of the game. And second of this Manchester derby. De Bruyne for Toure now. Toure charging forward. Finding Sanchez. Just cutting back. Finding Toure again. Laying in for Ryan Bertrand's feet. Aguero. Silva. Nice spin in the box. Pulls it back for Kevin De Bruyne. He should have put that into the bottom corner. Toure. Rojo smashes it into Pogba's feet, who beats Stones. Finding Zlatan. In for company. Pogba was slipped in from Zlatan there, but Edison was out quick at his feet to stop the French midfielder pulling it in. But here's Mkhitaryan whipping the ball in, and Company tried blocking the cross basically so he didn't get to Zlatan, and as he hit it, hit off the side of his boot, bounced upwards near the top corner, and Edison had to claw it away from the line. Pogba finding Martial, and that's going to be half time. Manchester City lead 1-0 in the Manchester derby away at Old Trafford. And De Bruyne obviously got the goal very early on. He had a chance to make it 2-0, missed it. And then right at the end of the half there, a deflection off Company as he tried to block the cross, nearly went into the top corner, but Edison equal to it. So 1-0 at the break to Manchester City. We're on. Strong enough to hold off Stones. Good ball inside for Martial, now in for Pogba. Now in for Michael Carrick. What a tackle that is from Bertrand. And then a quick reflex save from Edison keeps Manchester City level in this one. Bringing it forward, Mkhitaryan, great tackle from Stones. There's Silva. Playing the ball in for Sergio Aguero. Surely De Gea makes a brilliant save one-on-one with Sergio Aguero. And that should have been 2-0, definitely. Silva. Bernardo Silva, that is, whips in the ball and Sanchez heads over. Ball still finds its way through for Herrera. Here's Mkhitaryan in now. Stones blocks the cross and it's going to be a corner. A few minutes before the end here. City still lead 1-0 in the Manchester derby. De Bruyne heads away. And Blind is tackled by Sanchez, but he holds on to it. The ball goes down the line for Martial. First time ball into the middle for Eric Bailly, who power heads it into the floor and under Edison to give Manchester United probably the draw here in the Manchester derby. We couldn't stop the ball wide to Martial. A great ball in, and Bailly just beat everyone in the box and headed it under Ederson. Poor defending from me, poor defending from the team. And we've given away 3 points in the Manchester derby in the 90th minute. Ederson should have been saving it, but he can't take anything away from the header. He beat Stones to the ball and headed it straight in. Looks like Manchester City have given away the lead. De Bruyne, but Sanchez finds Jesus now. Jesus poking in for Yaya Toure. Now finding Sanchez into Bernardo Silva's feet. Now finding Sanchez. Ball's whipped into the back post. His head's up, headed away as far as Toure, whose shot is blocked. Bailly heads on. Company wins the ball. Sanchez finding Toure, but that's going to be the end of the game. City having a little chance there at the end, but can't make nothing of it. Manchester United scoring the 90th minute through Eric Bailly to get the draw, and the Manchester derby ends 1-1. So after the draw in the Manchester derby, we conceded in the 90th minute, obviously feeling a bit down about that, but we got to move on now and move into the first Champions League game of the season. It's going to be a fully rotated team, as you can see on screen. Every single position there is a new player in it, and we're going to be taking on Copenhagen away in the first game of the Champions League. And as you can see on screen, we have Real Madrid in our group, so we'll be playing that whenever we have to. I think it'll be next month, I think, but we'll be playing that whenever we play them. Going into the sim match now against Copenhagen. Obviously, I don't know any of their players, but it's probably their strongest team. Mine, not my strongest. But we're not here to demolish people, just here to try and get a draw or a win or anything. Gundogan gets the first goal, scoring on the 43rd minute. And Man City could get the win here against Copenhagen. Sanchez comes on for Jesus. And that's going to be it, 90th minute. Manchester City get the 1-0 win in the first Champions League game of the season. So we're going to go into the Bournemouth match now. We're going to sim it, see if we can get the win. Obviously, as you can see on screen, we've got our full team back out again. They've got Defoe, Begovic, the new signings in the team. So let's see if we can get the win. David Silva scoring just 27 minutes in. Man City have the lead in the first half here. David Silva getting the second to make it 2-0 on the 47th. And it looks like Man City are going to stroll to an easy win against Bournemouth unless they try and pull a late goal back or anything. Are they? No. David Silva completes his hat-trick 4 minutes from time, and Man City get a 3-0 win against Bournemouth. Right, so we're going to sim the cup match against Sheffield Wednesday here. We're going to put the rotated side out again, obviously against Championship opposition. Delph opens the scoring in 2 minutes. Man City have the lead very early on here, and it should be an easy win. They've got the best team out. Fernandez, the winger, the young winger, scores his first goal for the club. And City have a 2-0 lead so far. Going into the 70th minute, are Sheffield Wednesday going to do anything? No. Alexis Sanchez comes off the bench and ends the game 3-0, and that's how we're going to advance into the next round of the EFL Cup. We've got an away game against Swansea now in the league. The full team out again. Let's see if we can get another win in the league, and then after this one I'll play the Young Boys match. And that'll be the end of September and the episode. But Jefferson Montero gives for Swansea the lead from the penalty spot. Walker gets us back in it at 1-1. Aguero picks up an injury on the half-time mark. Hopefully that isn't too bad. We don't want him out for too long. Hopefully we can nick a winner. But Andre Ayew scores 10 minutes from time, and Swansea beat Manchester City at home in the Premier League. That's our first loss of the season. Obviously, I would have liked to have won, but we can't win every game, so we're going to move into the Young Boys match now and see if we can pick up more points in the Champions League. So after that defeat against Swansea and all the other league games, we're going to go into the last game of the month, and it's going to be against Young Boys in the Champions League. We won our first game against Copenhagen. Now we're back at home at the Etihad, and I'm going to play a rotated side with Moya, Evans, Mendy, Gundogan, Sanchez, obviously other Sanchez as well, and Jesus up front. But Jesus is only in because in the last match against, I can't remember who it was against, I think it was against Swansea, he dislocated his shoulder and he's out for 2 weeks I think on this game. So yeah, we're going to have to live without him for the next few games, and Jesus or Sanchez are going to have to keep playing up front. So yeah, let's get into the game. The first Champions League game at home at the Etihad Stadium against Young Boys, a little bit of a rotated team. Let's see if we can get the win and go 100% so far in the Champions League. Now De Bruyne flicking it in for Sanchez's feet. Sanchez spins his man very easily there. Sanchez doing well. Sanchez pulls it back for Jesus, who scores. And hopefully it'll be first of many in the Champions League for this young boy. But he stepped in for Aguero due to his injury. He probably would have played this game anyway, because I've rotated the side a little bit. But he had to play this game because of Aguero's injury, and he stepped up to the plate. And he's hopefully going to replace Aguero's goals. They're not the same type of player, but they're both goal scorers, and that's what we need. So yeah, Manchester City 1, Young Boys 0. Young Boys trying to hold on to the ball a bit. Say no as soon as they lose that ball, but Jesus gets behind. Great save from Mvogu. That should have been 2-0 City. Maybe if that was Aguero it would have been 2-0 City. But Sané's header goes just wide of the post. That's going to be half time. Man City lead 1-0 for an early goal from Gabriel Jesus as he put into the under the keeper. But yeah, Young Boys haven't really attacked, not gathered any threats or anything, so yeah, hopefully we can score more goals in the second half and whitewash Young Boys. And City have let them. Here's Soleimani, ball whipped in there, Company heads away. De Bruyne brings it down. De Bruyne does excellent there. Plays it all the way down the line for Alexis Sanchez. Chase down, finds De Bruyne, slips in for Leroy Sané, takes the touch and slips past Mvogu, and Leroy Sané gives Manchester City a 2-0 lead here in the Champions League. Young Boys tried their best in the second half to try and get back in this game, but it was never going to happen really, and Sané just plays it through the legs of Mvogu and humiliates him really. Manchester City 2, Young Boys 0. Bertrand cuts out the ball down the line. Gurnt. Gagic, back for Gurnt. Gets away from Sané. Gurnt puts the ball into the box. Whose volley is perfect. I don't know who scored it, but Young Boys have got themselves a goal back in this match. A ball into the box, and the striker volleys first time past Moya with power. It actually hit off Moya, it came off his chest I think. Moya beaten. His first Champions League start for Manchester City.
2-1, time ticking away, not quite set in stone the result.
Bertone now, through forward from centre back. It's a great header, but Moya gets down and puts it wide. Young Boys very nearly equalising there, and that would have been a very shock result for Man City. But the ball falls, and Moya makes a great reflex save there in the end to deny Young Boys a way back into this game. Moya making two great saves. And now the ball is cleared. Bertone plays it back into the box. Harao finds leg jacks. Mendy gets the tackle in. De Bruyne finds Bernardo Silva in for Thierry Ambrose. Now Mendy flicks back in for Thierry Ambrose, the youngster on his Manchester City debut. Thierry Ambrose hits the post. And Bertone clears. All he had to do is put it across the box again for either Mendy or Bernardo Silva. But the youngster wanted to try and write his own name, but missed. And now Young Boys have another chance here with Harao poking it away from Evans. Company stands in his way. Sanchez is Bernardo Silva, tackled by Ravet. Ball whipped into the box there, Moya catches. But it was offside. Manchester City look to have wrapped up all 3 points here in the Champions League. Bertrand plays it down the line for Sané, in for Thierry Ambrose's feet. Ball into De Bruyne. De Bruyne for Bernardo Silva now. Bernardo Silva hits it over, but Manchester City get the 3 points and go 2 games, 2 wins in the Champions League ahead of Real Madrid, Young Boys and Copenhagen. And that's going to do it for the end of the episode. If you enjoyed, then drop a like below, subscribe if you haven't for more of these career modes and FIFA 18 when it comes out. It's not long now. And until then, see ya.